Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. Yay! We're in the middle of things, aren't we? I was watching something. I don't remember what I was watching, but um, I remembered Neville Goddard, and he said, always invest, because we're going to look at emotional investment. Oh, yes. Your ROI, rate of return, or return on investment, whatever you want to call it. Your ROI on emotional investment. You see, we get caught up in watching things. We do. But here's a way to help yourself out. If you watch something, you participate in something, and you are left feeling drained and tired and, angry, whatever. If you watch that thing and that's how you feel, you didn't invest. You spent your attention, though. When you invest in something emotionally, it will either cause you to think about yourself, examine your life, grow. Now, that is a return on your investment. Yes, because it gave you something back. It left you energized. It left you feeling good, as opposed to participating in things that leave us drained and fretting and angry and frustrated and worried and scared. That is just spent emotion, right? So, as we go about our lives and you want to participate in things that inspire you to go a little deeper, learn about yourself, to tap in to your inner self. Those things have given a return on your participation, on your investment of your time, of your attention. And of course, some of us like a little bit of drama. Some of us like a little bit of entertainment. But remember, where you spend your time is where you will create the habit. So if you create the habit of emotional investments, okay? Where you spend your time there and you create that habit, now you will invest more in things than you do in spending in emotional things. Truly. Some would look at it and call it boundaries. Some would call it emotional intelligence, if you will. But where you spend your emotional time, your emotional attention, it better be an investment. Because there's so much that is out there that we can entertain ourselves with. But they're like empty calories. But you're done eating them, you're full, but you're not satisfied. Because what you consumed was not meant to satisfy. So if you choose wisely as to how you will invest your emotional currency, it will help you a lot. It really will. Because then you're not putting yourself in a position to engage in everything that, debates that just go round and round in circles. Everybody's arguing because, well, I know more than you. I'm better than you. And then what? You get out of that space and you're like, ugh. You feel heavy. And as you say in Barbados, pop down, tired. Right? That was not a wise investment of your time. That was just, have you not noticed that? that for all of the scrolling that we do sometimes, we are left in a position of, ugh, I'm tired now. Ugh, what's it gonna do? Have you not noticed that? No satisfaction comes from it, but yet we're left wanting. Hmm. So then, the way to help ourselves is to choose. Choose where you will invest your emotional currency. Think about that. I've come across so many videos, and they're all AI. Yeah, but people don't see it right away. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, huh, it seems cute. It seems like it would be a good uh, investment. But then at the end, you're like, still left wanting, still left lacking something. So, this is why we take the time to truly decide where we will invest our emotional currency before we commit to it. Remember cause and effect. Every effect has its cause. What effect would you like to have when you invest in something emotionally? How do you want to come away from that interaction? Do you want to come away inspired? Do you want to come away feeling like, oh, I can really do this? I can apply these things. Oh, yes. You're excited. Is that how you want to come away from the situation? Or do you want to come away from the situation like, oh my God, did you see that? Like, oh, I can't believe they did that. And by the time you're done talking about it, it's like eating a bag of chips, sour cream and onion, and they're gone. No, not sour cream and onion, salt and vinegar. And then by the time you're done, you're like, I could have lived without that. Pay attention to those things. Notice, or better yet, recognize. Recognize what you allow yourselves. Who's gonna be? Whew. Oh, mercy. Recognize what you allow yourselves to participate in. Recognize that. You don't have to enter every space. You don't have to enter every space at all. And there's some spaces, all they have to do is see the topic, and I'm like, oh. And you see the topic? The topic is a hook, yeah? It ropes you in with that salacious topic. You can say, gender wars. Are women not submissive enough? Do women not deserve love because they trash? All these topics are incredible. And they rope you in. They bait you. Because as a woman, you want to say, why, certainly, sir, I am deserving of good things. I am deserving of a good relationship. Oh, but you see how it gets you, how it lures you in. Oh, right there. And as soon as it hooks you and you walk in that room and you hear somebody saying something, ooh, you ruffle your feathers, you get angry. And an argument, aka debate, ensues. And all it is just people's opinions based on their own experiences. So they're telling you about their truth. You can't argue against somebody's truth because they experienced what they experienced. So then here you are saying, take my emotional money, and you give it away. And then by the time you left that space, not having been heard, let alone even respected, probably even booted from the room. I know a thing or two about that. I've been banned from many a space. Oh, oh yes. I had to learn, and I am still learning, that we get to be very deliberate with our emotional currency. Because if you're not frittering it away, spending it in every single space, or scrolling aimlessly because you're bored, you will find yourself much more energized, for one. Two, you will find yourself with a curiosity to learn about yourself. But not only that, you will be inspired to practice your new change. All because we did not overindulge in spending our emotional currency. When I tell you, I know what you feel like and I get it, it's because I do. I know. Like, this space doesn't have a lot of people in it. It doesn't. Fan base, Twitter's for the replay gang, YouTube. It doesn't have a lot of people on it. Because I'm not salacious. You see, I'm not salacious by any stretch of the means. Oh, I could be. Of course. But my role in the world is not to turn you on to arguments and send you out into the world. No. My role in the world is to help you foster and get to know your inner stillness. That's the role. Why? As within, so without, because that's what I'm doing for myself. So I share it with you. So there's no pomp and ceremony around here talking about, oh, did you hear about this? No. Because the goal here is to have you sit in the stillness to discover your true self. That is the goal. So that you can, what's the word I want to use here very carefully? So that you can walk in the knowing of what and who you are. And because you walk in that knowing, you can accomplish many things that are deemed miracles. But they're not miracles. Miracle is just another word for the law unknown. But because you spend your time here, right? That means you are also curious to spend time with yourself, your inner self, and to apply these things, to check that mental attitude, to recognize what you are, and then decide who you want to become, so that you're no longer walking through the world weighed down by the troubles of the world. You're not. So you see, my beautiful friends, choose wisely where you will invest your emotional currency, because if it does not give you a return, remember, cause and effect, there's a return there. Correspondence, there's a return. What as within, so without. There's always a balance. But the way things have been designed appears like a balance. But you see, you always know, because you are the one who has the experience. And when you come away, you feel, and sometimes we come away and we feel fired up because we're angry. We're raged. Now we are enraged when we participate in some things. And if you're not enraged, well, then you come away and there's this fear in your heart when you come away from certain interactions. Observe those things. Observe where you put your time and your energy and your effort. Observe it. We talk about reciprocity. R-E, return. One does not invest because you got the money. You invest because you want a return. Why? Because it is the return that causes things to grow. It causes your initial investment to grow and you get a return on it. So, whatever you are participating in, is it causing you to grow or is it causing you to shrink? Well, you better recognize. That's now on you to recognize what it is you are participating in. And like I say, some things are so salacious, you're like, "Ooh, just just let me taste it a little bit. Now, just let me taste it a little bit," you know? And by the time you get that first taste, I'm talking from experience because I know. Because I know. It's not my job to argue with you and beat you into submission so that I can be right. The law needs no defense. It's not broken. All I get to do, I get the privilege of showing you the law so you can see it for yourself. And that right there is a return because who gets to see it too? Remember Confucius says when one teaches two learn, which means when I share with you, I get to see it for myself. I get to experience it for myself. Therefore, I am inspired to constantly dig a little deeper, find out what you need. Princess and the Frog, you get to dig a little deeper. I do. And that right there is a most beautiful return on my investment. Indeed, it is. So, I shan't keep you long this morning. But all I'm sharing with you is this: recognize what happens to you when you engage in certain spaces and with certain people. You're not recognizing it so you can judge it. You are recognizing it so you can see what is happening to you, so that you can become aware of what is happening to you. And when you become aware of what is happening to you, you get to make a choice. Do I want to remain with this? Or do I want to cast that off on the wayside because there's no return there? But you see, you can't deceive yourself into thinking that, oh, I'll go into this space because I'll teach something. I'll learn something if I go into this space. But at what cost? Oh, we can be so good at deceiving ourselves. Well, I can go into any space. I'm not going to be affected. You really think that we've learned enough and applied enough to be invincible, that we are not susceptible? Don't for 1 minute think that you and I are not susceptible to the lure. Why do you think it is so effective? Because it doesn't look like bait. It doesn't behave like bait. That is why. Quite insidious, actually. It doesn't look like bait. It doesn't behave like bait because the perception of bait has been usurped. So now when you look at it, you don't see it for what it really is. You see it for what you have been convinced it is. Ponder that. Ponder that for a moment. You see, that is what is so beautiful about the principles. It shows you the way. It shows you the way for you to become. And it shows you how to be cautious without being fearful. It shows you all of these things. It shows you how to recognize a trap. How so? Because it always leads you back to what is within you. If you stop and you ask yourself, why do I need to go into these kinds of spaces? Why is the need for entertainment so prevalent within me? Chances are you're trying to avoid something. The law teaches not to avoid. Why does it teach that and how does it teach it? It says to you, you are. You are what you contemplate as within, so without. So here we are wanting to pretend that we are not something. And the law says, you're never going to get what you want. You always get what you are. So you cannot pretend to be something. You must be it. It leaves no room for pretense. Not because it's mean, but because it knows how it works. As within, so without. So you cannot pretend. The law causes you to always walk in authenticity because you know that whatever seed you are is the fruit you will bear in the world. So you can't fake your way through it. The law does not leave room for that. It says authenticity is the only way. So what are you? That's what you'll be in the world. And the thing is, we try so hard, don't we? We try so hard to fake our way through it. And then we end up with this frustration. We're like, and we Deborah Cox our way through it. How did you get here? We ask ourselves, how did I get here? Because you tried to fake your way. The law is telling you, right, that fake things have no substance. It's showing you that on a daily basis. It's showing you that it has no substance. So if you participate in it, you will be left wanting more. And the problem with having that feeling of wanting more in your bosom, yikes, you now end up wanting more out of life. But you're constantly wanting. The law satisfies because it says to you, hey, who are you? What is it? Who do you want to become? Well, here's the mental attitude that you rehearse, and you will become what it is you practice. The law puts the responsibility right back into your hands because you are meant to be sovereign. You're not meant to ask, sir, what should I be doing with my life? What direction should I take? I don't know what to do. The law does not ever leave you groveling at anyone's feet. The law says, hold your head up. Keep your head up. That's what the law says. The law says you know who and what you are. Now walk in it. The law does not want a slave. The law does not make slaves. The law says rule yourself. This is what the law says day in and day out for you. The law says to you, hey, you know who you are. Is this what you want to be? Do you see this attitude? Do you like it? And you can be honest with the law because the law doesn't judge. The law doesn't say, well, little Susie over here, she's trying so hard. Let me help her out a little bit. No. The law doesn't say, oh, look at Susie, she begging so hard. Let me help her out a little bit. No, the law says, come correct or don't come at all. It says, you know. Therefore, if you know, well, then this is what you are. And here's the evidence of what you know. So if you're seeing the evidence and it does not line up with what you want to be, it appears to be contradictory, but it isn't. The law says as within, so without. So if you're looking at the external and you're like, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. So the law says, come back to the drawing board. What is the mental attitude that matches? And you flip through and say, this mental attitude matches the external experience I would like to have. And so then what do? You rehearse and you practice that new mental attitude. And then you start to see that the exterior changes and you say, oh my goodness, what a coincidence. Because that's a fancy word for us humans. But the word of the law is, oh, look at the corresponding experience. That which is within is what I am experiencing on the outside. I correspond. And you see what it does to you? When you recognize that you correspond, you do a little dance. You get down night. You do a little dance. Why? Because you can see the evidence. And when you see the evidence of your matching correspondence, your deliberate matching correspondence, well, you are inspired now because you said, oh, I did it. And let me do it again. And you go back and you do it again. And you do it again and you apply the law again and you apply it again. How do you apply the law? Step 1, acknowledge who and what you presently are. Well, how do you do that? Well, look at that thing in your life that you keep doing that you don't want to do anymore. And you don't judge it. You just look at it and go, oh, snap. That's my corresponding. Oh, that's my corresponding. Okay, I see it. Step 2, experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. I want you to recognize correspondence in that sentence. Experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality, as within the imagination, so without as the experience. You see it? So what attitude accompanies the external experience? So go and be as natural as possible. If you drink coffee every morning at 6, or you drink tea every morning at 6, use that. What mental attitude would you be drinking that tea from? Would your body be relaxed? Would you be at ease? Would your mind be settled? You're not worried or you're panicking or fearing anything? Is that how you would drink that tea if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be? Well then, get up every morning and deliberately drink your tea from that mental attitude. Why? Because at present, the mental attitude you're drinking from is a neurological pathway inside your brain. You're drinking your tea and your thoughts are hither and yon. And you're fretting about something and blah, blah, blah. You're disquieted, fretting. That's the mental attitude. That's the pathway you're on. So every day you get up and you drink your tea from there, and that's the experience you'll have on the outside. Agitation. But if you get up and you say, if I were the man or the woman I wanted to be, if I were living my ideal life, now I'd still be drinking my tea. But what kind of frame of mind would I drink my tea in? How would it make me feel to know that I'm that man or woman? How would it feel? Because I know I changed and I became that new man, that new woman. Well, I know what that feels like because, well, I know all things are possible. Well, I'd feel relaxed and at ease. I would sip my tea. If you get up every morning and you sip your tea from that mental attitude, you are now making a new mental pathway. So that now every time you get up and you sip your tea from that space, at first it looks invisible. You're just sipping your tea. But the mentality of sipping the tea is different. The tea tastes different. Your attitude towards sipping the tea is different. You go outside in the world. Now you will have the corresponding experience that matches the mental frame of mind you were sipping that tea from. You do what you do naturally, but from a different mental attitude. So now as you go through the world, you're not out here throwing away your emotional currency because you know what happens when you do that. But you're in a position to say, I will invest this wisely. You don't fall prey to, pardon me, salacious headlines because you can see through them. You know what they are. And how did you learn what they are? By applying the principles deliberately. Do you think when you apply the principles deliberately that you are not learning? You are learning. But not only are you learning, you are watching yourself apply, you're watching yourself learn. You learn the art of observation so that when you get out into the world, you are observing without judgment. Why? Because you're not practicing judgment. So you see, the law is everything. It is teacher, it is doctor, it is lawyer, it is police, it is everything. It teaches you. And it teaches you right where you are presently at, which is naturally. It's not going to teach you hypothetically because we don't live in such a fashion. It just always asks, I see that you're a little agitated. Is this where you want to be? You can't lie to it. Not because it wouldn't know the truth or it's going to punish you for lying. No, you can't lie to it because it actually has your best interest at heart. So in order to follow through with your best interest at heart, you get to be honest with yourself. And when you ask yourself, Angela, why do you do that? You can honestly say, because I want to be accepted. And it'll ask you, well, accepted by whom? Well, I want people to like me. Also, because you want people to like you, you're going to cut your nose to spoil your features? Is that wise? Every man has their own taste that they've developed over time through their perceptions. So how will you possibly ever make somebody, I can't make you love me. You can't make anybody love you or appreciate you. You can't. But what you can do is love and appreciate who you are, though. Is that not better? And as you sit there and you contemplate that conversation, that inner conversation, you will realize and you will answer, it is better, isn't it? And then you start to walk with a new attitude that says, well, this is the real me. I don't force anybody to be around me or to like me. But then you'll realize something. As you go out into the world, people are drawn to your what? Authenticity. Without you having to compromise to fall prey to a fallacy that says, if I jump through this hoop, they'll like me. You see, the law is neither friend nor foe. It is absolutely beautiful and always with your best interest at heart. Why does the law always have your best interest at heart? Because it is not human. It is not influenced by external things. The law is neither dead nor alive, it just is. It has no bias. It just is. And so, rise to that level. How do we rise to that level? By going deep within is how we rise to the level. To comprehend the law and to apply it. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. You memorize them so that you can recognize them out there in the world and recognize them when they're at work in yourself. Because when you recognize, now you can do something with what you recognize. And you will get up feeling every morning, oh, look, I'm not judged. You know how good that feels? We're judged everywhere, except for the law. On your driving with the police. With your fellow drivers. I'm walking here, right? We're judged by our fellow drivers. We're judged by our boss. Because, you get a performance review. You notice how some performance reviews are welcomed and others are not. But I digress. Judgment. There's judgment everywhere. Except for the principles. The principles teach you to what? Comprehend. To understand. To grasp what is happening. So that when you encounter an attitude, a mental state, you don't judge the person, but you say, oh, I recognize that mental state. It stands to reason that's why they're behaving the way that they are. I get it. And whatever comes out of their mouth doesn't offend you because you know where it's coming from. And you understand. Which gives you the capacity to say, Father, forgive them, for they know that what they do. That's what it helps you to say, thereby elevating them. Remember the egg? One farmed egg, one naturally farmed egg in the midst of commercially farmed eggs influenced the commercially farmed eggs. Just one. So you, living and practicing principles, is that one egg that influences a myriad of people around you. You want to see the world change? Apply the principles and change yourself, and the world will change around you. Anyhow, don't let me keep you or hold you up. Oh my, the fan base is bumping. Let me say hello to everybody. Oracle Treehouse, come sweetness. Let me say hello to everybody. Melly Mel is in the house. K-Frame. I see you, sugar. I know who else is here. My sweet Liza, darling, the better man. Ray of sunshine. Mr. Stafford Jr., hello. I see you in these YouTube streets. You know Twitter. For the replay gang. Flo Smiles. Hey, stranger. 'Cause I'm happy is in the house. Sheikah is here. Ursula, darling, I see you. Mother, is that how I say your name? Oh, welcome to the space. My sweet KZ. Ducky is in the house. Big Mike is in the house. Oh, darling Miss McQueen. Hello. Ray Ray is in the house. And Oracle Treehouse. Now remember, Oracle Treehouse, whatever you are about to say is going to be recorded on YouTube and Twitter, Facebook. Just remember that. Go ahead, Oracle Treehouse.
Grand Rising, Angela. Grand Rising, everyone. Happy you're still on. I understand everything is being recorded, and I don't care at this point.
Go ahead.
I I just wanted to say that we as a people need to stop. We really, really do, because we don't realize how much we are hurting each other. I say this because of what I've been going through and because of what I just found out now about this little stupid app. Um, I've been hacked. Um, People have changed stuff on my page. Uh, my whole payment thing has been taken off, and I can't get in touch with anybody. And yeah, I don't know what's going on. I've always come on this app loving, caring, supporting people, and yeah, I at this point I'm fed up and I feel so crapped on right now at this point. I
Hmm.
really can't stand this app. I really, really can't. I love you, Angela. I love your room, but everybody else, yeah. I I I I just want to scream and
Mm.
cry.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
like I said, it's cool. Like I said, we gotta fight the thing that's going on out there. We gotta fight over here, and it's so, yeah, but I love what you do, Angela. I'm gonna keep doing what I do, because obviously what I do is turning the tide some way, somehow, some
Hmm.
fashion. But I just had to get up here right quick and let everybody know. Yeah, y'all are right. This app is crap. It is. Nobody cares about anybody over here. So yeah, I love you though. Thank you, Angela.
You're welcome, Oracle Treehouse. You see now this DM me your information. You know what? WhatsApp me because you have that information. And I will send a note today to I won't say any names, but I'll send a note. So if you do that right away, I will get that done sometime this morning, okay? To see what kind of resolutions we can have because the time and the effort that you have put in over here. But now we're going to apply the principles. This is a prime example of how we do it. When you get up in the morning, the thought is the frustration. You see it? That's the thought. That's the feeling. It is the frustration. However, you, super talented, my Oracle Treehouse, that's the attitude you want to get up under to say, I got work to do. And you get up and you plan your day as to how you will get the message out. What message do you want to convey? That is the mental attitude we're going to walk under. We're not going to fret about what's going on over here. What's going on over here, my sweet darling, is no fault of your own. You see, it is cause and effect. And it starts from the top down, if you understand what I'm saying. So it's just the crosshairs. It is called life that we live. And it can't break you, nor will it. So the mental attitude you have to put yourself into now is, I've got a message to share. What platforms can I share it on? How can I inspire myself and others? That is where you put your time, your effort, your thoughts, your energy. That's your mental attitude. This will take care of itself over here. Because if you continue with this present mental attitude, it will seep over into every other platform you go to. Why? Because you are the blueprint as within, so without. So remember, Neville Goddard says, things wither and die for want of attention. So if you do not give your attention to the frustration, we will experience frustration. Always, because we're human, we live, we interact with other people, so we're going to experience it. We cannot run from frustration, but what we do is recognize what it is and put it in its place. If you say, I'm frustrated, you say, okay, I know that I am. But you do not allow the frustration to rule or master you because you are the master. So we don't play avoidance politics over here. We don't pretend we're not feeling over here. We are honest with our feelings, just like she is right now. But from that place of honesty, we need to do something, which is to not sit in it. Because now, when you sit in it, you begin to smell like it. Lay down with a dog, you get fleas, right? So we turn our attention to what we do and who we are. That is how we master these things. And at the same time, as we do that, we learn grace and we learn the F word, forgiveness. Not because we want anything or blah, 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 but because when you elevate yourself in such a fashion, you begin like that one egg, you will elevate wherever you are. So if we keep removing ourselves, hmm, if we keep removing ourselves, then we don't allow that thing to elevate because we remove ourselves from it. So if it has nothing to rise to because you've taken yourself out of it, then it remains the same. So you see, what we do is far reaching. Remember that. What we do is far reaching. Okay? Ah, Zola, darling, I see you over here in these YouTube streets. Oh, hey, girl. Anyway, the Lil Bit is hollering at me because he came out of his room to holler at me and say, feed me, Seymour. This is what he's doing right now. And that's okay. He's allowed to. He's my feller. Right? So, anywho, ooh, I'm all out of love. I gotta replace my loves. Anywho, practice. Okay? This goes for each and every one of us. And I'm glad that you're seeing it in real time so we can apply it in real time. When you watch it in real time, it is what helps you to apply it as such. So I trust that today makes a lot of sense to you and that you will apply it. You see, Oracle Treehouse, you are like that egg that is homegrown. And we're out in the world among commercial eggs. Now, there's no shame in being a commercial egg or a homegrown farm egg. There's no shame, there's no judgment in it. It's just what you are. And the beauty of it is everybody becomes that homegrown farm egg. Don't get it twisted. Everybody becomes it because it is what we are naturally. But for some reason, we bought into the fact that we're commercial. No, we're not. We're homegrown. So as you go through the day, point yourself in the direction, pardon me, of who and what you are and what you love doing. That is your task for today. And it costs you nothing to do it. You don't have to fight to do it because you just love doing it, Oracle Treehouse. And so it comes naturally. So just see
I'm
that.
gonna continue to do what I do, but I just had to come up here today because of what
Mm-hmm.
I discovered about this app just before I came in this room. Oh my God, my heart sank and I got so heated. I'm like, okay, no
Mm-hmm.
problem. Cool. That's cool. And then, like I said, I just started out because, like I said, we as a people, and like I said, it's us, but it's that residue, and I get it. I understand, no problem. And I'm like I said, I'm going to continue to do what I do on other apps and in other places and other spaces. But it's sad that we as a people have to tear each other down the way we do, and it's frustrating, and it peeves me off to the highest level of peacetivity. And I feel like it's because I do something that is different, not only different, but also out of the realm, out of the space of that whole no offense to anybody that's into religion, that's into Christianity or whatever religion that you do, but it's outside of that. It's outside of Christianity, and it's something that we as a people are for some odd reason rooted to. Which I'm not knocking. That's you. If you don't like it, cool. But why would you knock somebody that's trying to do something different? Somebody that's trying to bring peace, love, light to this world, and no, we're not kumbaya. If
Mm-hmm.
you have ever, if any of y'all have ever heard me, I talk about both the yin and the yang, but we just got too much hatred, too much of that residue that we want to hate each other, even in the midst of seeing other people trying to do good. And it like I said, what I saw today just really hurt, and
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
it's sad that it takes a whole act to do that, and it's your people, especially when the person who built this app, the person who created this app, created it for me and you, of the brown skin, the others, or whatever, to get away from all the craziness that the other apps were doing to us, and for us to do that to each other. It's crazy. I heard people talking about Jesse Jackson. Oh, how he was a bad person. Okay, no. Again, nobody's perfect,
Mm-hmm.
but we just trying to level the playing field. We're just trying to not only get ahead, to thrive. But
Mm-hmm.
it's some of us that are so wrapped up in our own misery that we want to take that misery and let that misery overflow into other people. And what my girl Tab say, if you can't keep yourself peaceful, or stay peaceful yourself, don't go up messing up somebody else's. But it's too many people running around here that's messing up other people's pieces. And that's not cool. And yeah, like I said, that's the only reason why, like I said, I love what you do. You're one of the only people up here that I'd still rock with. Everybody else is unfortunately trash. It's sad, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to stop hating on each other, especially people who give nothing but love and light, and try to shed some light and understanding on how not only you can grow, but how other people can grow too, and then stop shaming people because you think it's other people think it's religion, and you shouldn't get paid for religion. First of all, it's not your religion. First of all, it's not religion that either. Well, I'm not talking religion. I'm talking about energy, frequency, vibration. I'm talking about spirituality. I'm talking about how you can expand and love your own life. I've never talked about anybody doing anything bad. Like I said, I definitely acknowledge that we are human beings. We have
Mm-hmm.
both. We walk both paths. We are both devil and angel.
Indeed.
But that's what that book, that's what that Christianity talks about. It pulls it out and separates the devil from the angel in you. You are both. We're all both. And it's up to us to choose which one we want to. What does they say? Which one we feed? Whether we
Mm-hmm.
feed the good wolf or the bad wolf? Yeah, which
Yeah.
are you going to feed? Are you going to feed the devil, or are you going to feed the angel? A lot of us are feeding that devil because we're mad at ourselves. We're hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, a lot of us do need therapy. I need therapy. I ain't even gonna front. I've never fronted
Oracle
about
tree
that.
house.
We all need therapy. But some of us don't want to get it, especially in our community. And that's not good. Some of us want to run to spirituality. We want to run to religion. Religion, reality, or spirituality can do something to some effect, but sometimes was my alarm. But that was my that's the extra that we need. But I am, like I said, I am appalled. I am hurt right now. I am, yeah, because of this freaking app. But I didn't mean to ramble, Angela, but
It's okay,
I'm
baby.
just so peeved right now.
It's okay, love. We listen. I get it. I do. Um, Before you go there, Flow Smiles, just give me one quick second. What I will say is this, though. I will teach you. I will teach you something. This is why when I tell you to go within and to find that silence, you for sometimes you take it for granted, but that silence is not just it's actually like a cloaking device. But that's another day. I'll teach you how to do it because it is necessary that we protect ourselves. So I will put that in the back of my mind and I will teach it to you because, I teach it to you every day. I teach it to you every day. Flo Smiles, go ahead, love.
I just wanted to let Oracle know that as you move into your greatness, people are going to come after you. And the way you can deal with that is to just know that it's not you, it's them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's because you're moving into your greatness and they're uncomfortable. But yeah, they're going to come after you. When I started my business, before I made a dime, somebody sued me for $250,000. People gonna come after you, and this is gonna keep happening. And you have to learn how to. The easy word for it is to ignore it, but you have to know how to deal with it and know that it's them and not you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Flo Smiles. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. See? And this is why y'all gotta learn how to sit in that silent space. Definitely. So I get it. And so you see, this is why it is important that guard. We guard ourselves. And when we do that, we begin to see those changes happening around us. So before we go, if you're driving, not for you. But if you're available, just a nice deep breath in and let it out. In through the nose, out through the nose. Do it again. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Now, just be right there in that moment. Just be there. Just be in that space. And allow yourself to just continue to inhale and exhale until you feel yourself settle. Take your time with that. Just settle yourself. And as you go through this day, recognize that you are. Don't condition it with anything else. Just breathe. And with that being said, countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go forth and know that you are. And pay attention to where you invest your emotional currency. Much love to each and every one of you.